What up? This is Rap Hits, and so Keefe D has been raided for, they're saying, the body of Tupac. They're trying to say they're reopening the case. Now, Vlad TV had a heads up on this a while ago. He kept trying to throw that out there. He was saying something like he heard they're investigating Keefe D for his interviews and his books and everything he's been talking about when they had got at Tupac in Las Vegas. So the word is that his immunity deal was only for his testimony when they were interviewing him, when the police was interviewing him. They're saying that immunity doesn't extend to when he talks about it publicly. So he placed himself at the scene publicly in interviews and in his books, and he's been on TV shows talking about what happened that night. And people were saying that he probably should have just left it at that when, he was let off. When he was let off, he blamed it on Orlando. Now, is it possible that Keefe D blamed it on someone that passed away? Because we see that's a lot of things that people have been saying was basically they're saying you can blame stuff on, if somebody passes away, you blame it on them. And people are questioning if that's snitching and stuff like that. So is it possible that that's what Keefe D did? Did he blame it on Orlando because he had passed? Because, T.I. was going through that where he said, he would blame something if somebody passed, and people say, no, don't, that's telling and stuff. But it's a controversial thing, but I mean, it happens. So there's other things going on because Tupac's dad recently came out and he's saying that he thinks there was something more involved with what happened to Pac. He's thinking that, authorities were involved and that it wasn't just a street hit like it looked like. Now, Keefe D went all out and he's been implementing Diddy in some of his interviews. He's been saying that Diddy was connected, and he's saying that it was something about a bag he was supposed to pay after that happened and he never received the money. So he allegedly did not receive the money, but maybe he did. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he did get the money, and that's going to become very serious if the feds actually look into this more and discover that there's a connection between Diddy paying out someone, and it's not clear who he paid, but it sounds like somebody ended up receiving that money, and Keefe D saying he never received it though. And so this is gonna be interesting to watch how this unfolds. I mean, it sounds like they raided his house, but they didn't arrest him. And some are questioning what really are they raiding his house for, because it's so old, the case. But, some have even questioned if this raid has nothing to do with Tupac and that the media is running with this. But it's all over the news. I mean, a lot of credible media sources are saying this is definitely related to the Tupac case. And I've heard testimony from different people in different authorities who seem to know about this case, and they're saying, yeah, that's what's going on, that this is about Tupac. So it's interesting, like with Tupac and with Bob Marley and with Biggie, you never really know when it's real or when there's something fishy going on. Because with Bob Marley, they're saying something fishy happened with him. I think that they even had an interview with the guy who said he did that to him. They're saying something, he was pricked with something, and then he started getting skinny and he had to cut his hair off and stuff like that after that because he wasn't healthy anymore with whatever they stuck him with. So, I mean, Eazy-E is questionable. So a lot of these performers, it seems like sometimes they go out and it's kind of strange how they go out. And it might appear to the public like it's a normal situation, like, oh, it's just street activity. And that's a perfect alibi and a perfect cover, really, if there's something more sinister going on with these artists. So does Las Vegas police, are they going to really get to the bottom of this? Because it sounds, some people are questioning if the LAPD might have been involved somehow, because they were the ones who really were saying, apparently they were telling the Las Vegas Police Department to kind of move on from this case. It was like they had influence over the case somehow, to where there was an interview with some of the LAPD who was involved in the case, and somehow they got involved. And it's interesting how they even got involved, if this is a Las Vegas police, jurisdiction issue. But it seems like they were being influenced by the LAPD to drop the case when it was going on and to kind of move on from it. And, they got a confession out of Keefe D. Did they really need that confession? Did they really need that confession? Because Keefe D had this immunity deal with them, and, they made sure nobody got arrested or charged. And from the reports, it looks like Keefe D is really the last one alive in this whole situation. It sounds like everyone else in that vehicle that night is gone. The only one in the in the vehicle is Keefe D. And on the other side, Suge and Pac were the only ones in that vehicle. So Suge's still around and Keefe D's still around. And that's it. Everyone else is said to have been passed on already. But what I'm hearing is they're looking for anyone else involved. Like I said, Diddy's name keeps coming up. Keefe D keeps talking about Diddy's involvement. And he's really talking real reckless. I don't know how he's really getting away with that, because that's kind of telling. I mean, to be throwing Diddy's name around like that, I mean, is that even telling? Is that telling? It sounds like telling to me. I mean, we'll have to see how far this case goes. I mean, there's even been reports, like I said, that someone said that the arm was too big to be Orlando's arm. And Keefe D said the shots came from the back of the car. That's he won't say exactly who did it sometimes on national TV, but he plenty of times said it was Orlando. But then others have said no, it was actually Keefe D who might have done that. So, and then like I said, who else was involved outside of that vehicle? Like, was there anyone behind the scenes is the question. So looks like police are going to be looking into this over the next few months, and we'll see what they come up with. I'll keep you updated. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that, and click your notification bell. I'm going to be handing out a free party light if we get over 1,000 likes. So yeah, also there's a link in the comment section, description box, if you want to purchase a party light. So yeah, that's about it for today. I'm out of here. This has been Rap HITZ.